past week, 3 women have allegedly been killed at the hands of their husbands. 2 of the cases ended in murder-suicides. The latest was yesterday, when police say 72-year-old Victor Melendez stabbed his 63-year-old wife, Elva, to death before shooting and killing himself. On Wednesday, sheriff's deputies found 83-year-old Anastasio Moncloa and his wife, Maria Gallardo de Moncloa, dead inside their San Elizario mobile home. And a week ago today, police say 49-year-old Greg Dudley shot and killed his common-law wife, 38-year-old Deanna Stewart. A police affidavit states Dudley had sent Stewart text messages threatening to kill her, and they had a history of family violence. Dudley has been charged with murder. There was another murder-suicide earlier this month. Police say 58-year-old Jose Olivas shot his wife, 47-year-old Cecilia, then killed himself inside their East El Paso home. Joining us now is Stephanie Carr, director of the Center Against Family Violence, and April 19th through the 25th is National Crime Victims' Rights Week, and our community is in shock. All of these things just happened all at once. And right before the break, we were just saying that, you know, in some of these cases, there's a lifelong history of violence in the home and between the couple. What do you do? How do you stop this?
Yeah, it is horrific to imagine these deaths that have happened so close to one another and families all across the community. And so you're right, what do? I just think the first thing that we all need to do is to look at violence and how we allow it to creep into our life and creep into our community, and start early educating children and everyone that violence in all of its forms is not okay, because you don't ever know where it's going to lead.
It starts maybe as a little slap, a little kick, but it always escalates into something a lot bigger.
Generally, it escalates, and even before the slap or the kick, it starts with verbal abuse and emotional abuse, and so that constant picking, wearing down, so that a person becomes very vulnerable and doesn't know how to get out, and family members don't know effectively how to intervene. Although their intentions are good, they don't really know what to do next.
How do you intervene? Because sometimes you say, okay, what happens behind closed doors is none of your business. They're a couple just having a little problem here and there. Right. So how do you intervene so you can maybe avoid something like this from happening?
Well, I think the first thing is to learn the steps to what we call bystander intervention that's effective. And that's one of the things that we do at the Center Against Sexual and Family Violence, is really to work with those who come to us on how to safety plan. They're real methodical steps to put yourself in a safe situation, to communicate with your children how to be in a safe situation. So to do that safety planning early on, whether it's within the family, at the workplace, in a social setting. So there are real specific steps to do that.
And they're easy to follow. But sometimes these are victims and they don't know they're in the middle of this.
It becomes a lifelong pattern, as we were discussing, and when you look at these last 2 murder-suicides and the age of those couples, it really is a tragedy. And so you wonder if those relationships had elements of violence for years, and as you said, the tendency is for it to escalate, and so this is the ultimate escalation when there's homicide and suicide.
I see that you have a little color in your hair.
I do.
And that is to bring awareness to against family violence.
April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and so all of us at the Center Against Family Violence have done things to make it visible, and so that's one of the things that we've done. And ironically and tragically, we've had this real upswing in deaths this month, and so we're all still really reeling from that.
I think probably the purpose of your teal-colored hair is for somebody to stop you and say, hey, what is this all about?
Right.
So you are doing your part to get the word out that it's not okay.
Yeah.
That it's not okay. I think we all can do something to stop this from happening in our community.
We can. It takes just a quick sentence, a movement, an action, some kind of support to say, are you safe? I mean, that's one of the easiest phrases to say. It doesn't have any judgment attached to it. Are you safe? And that can open the door to someone saying, maybe not. Let's talk about that.
Okay. And there's always help available.
Absolutely. The Center Against Sexual and Family Violence has been in El Paso for years, and we really have a strong staff and array of programs and services that anyone can access.
Okay, thank you very much, Stephanie,
You're
for coming
welcome.
in. And by the way, the Las Cruces Police Department will have a Crime Victims Expo and Walk tomorrow morning. It's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. tomorrow at Pioneer Women's Park. This year's theme is Engaging Communities, Empowering Victims. Now, the El Paso District Attorney's Office is also having its annual event. Victims of crime will be honored at Yucca Park. Their names are read every single year. It's almost in its 20th year, I believe. The event at 640 Yarborough gets underway at 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. We'll be right back.